and welcome back to another video. My name's Destiny. I am, if you've never seen my face before, I am a single mom of a 4-month-old who is currently in my bed asleep. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about my top 5 of 2021. So this was going to be top 10 of 2021, but your girl didn't read enough. I read 32. No, I read 28. I've read 28 books so far this year. So I don't really have enough books to do a top 10 because that's half of what I read. And that just feels wrong. The more I thought about it and just trying to like fit them in there, it just didn't work and did not make sense to me. So I did my top 5. All 5 of these are books that I remember 90% of the detail out of. I will reread over and over again. And they either shocked me or there's something I still think about to this day. And that's kind of how I judged this. And when I did it that way, literally 5 stood out. I have an honorable mention here. And that's because I finished one like literally a week ago that I want to reread now. So it got bumped on this list and one got bumped down, but I'm going to mention that one just because. So the first one, and before I get to the first one, these are not in any order. Like this is not top 1. Like I could not do that if I wanted to. I could not rank them. I'm not ranking them. This is just how they come to mind, or even like the order I read them is really how this is going. So there we go. So the first one is Death of Mrs Westway by Ruth Ware. Guys, I still think about the ending of this book. It was so good. I read it during the freeze. Here in Texas, we had no power, we had no heat. Luckily I have a gas heater in my room, so we weren't freezing to death. And I literally propped open a window so I could have sunlight to read by because I needed it. I don't want to give the ending away, but it's so good. Like thebomb.com. Yeah, you have to read it. The second one is A Court of Silver Flames. It's Nesta's story. If you read A Court of Thorn and Roses, I have seen a lot of people comment that they're sick of hearing about Sarah J. Maas lately, and that no one else seems to be getting coverage other than Sarah J. Maas. But honestly, I genuinely love Sarah's books. They make my heart happy. I love the inner friend circles of all of them so far. I do want to say I've not finished Throne of Glass. I am on Tower of Dawn. The library has it checked out. I can't get my hands on it right now, so just PSA there. I genuinely love all of her books, and Court of Silver Flames I'm actually currently rereading to annotate because I did not annotate the first time. I just read through, and now that I'm taking my time in reading through and annotating, I missed a whole bunch of stuff that I just didn't process. And I'm loving it just as much as I read it the first time. So there's that. Number 3 is The Evolution of Mardar. Guys, I could have put all the Mardars on here except I read the first one. I read the first book a while ago. Mardar series is so good because you don't know what's going on, and that's what keeps me going. It's because you don't know, is Mara crazy? Or is this really happening? Crazy happening? And it's kind of like a mixture of both. Like she's a little bit out of there and then a little bit, yes, it's happening. And like, it's so good. So good. I have the third one on my top 5 predictions because they're that good and I love them so much. Number 4 is The Invisible Life by Elan Harris. This one's on there because I genuinely do think about it all the time and I will reread, but it made me feel seen. while I'm not bisexual, I am a lesbian. The struggle that Raymond goes through to figure out his sexuality made so much sense to my brain, and I think it will click with a lot of LGBT people, because you do question yourself for a while, because when you're raised in a straight household, that's all you know. And so when you realize that you may not be straight, it's something that you struggle with. And this book really depicted the struggle and the happiness when you finally figure out who you are and you're comfortable in that. When you're comfortable in it, and like the peace it brings you, this book demonstrated that, and I loved it for that fact. Number 5 is the one that I just finished literally like a week ago, and it was so good I ordered the second one. I don't normally do that. If you've noticed this on this channel, I will read the first book to a series and go, yeah, I want to continue, and then it'll be months, sometimes a year before I get the second one, because I just don't buy books that often. And if I do, like, I go like to Half Price Books or a thrift store, and just pick up the books that I'm interested in there. And so they don't always have the ones that are on my list. I ordered the second one to this one on purpose, and that is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett something. St. Clair. There it is, Scarlett St. Clair. Guys, I love this so much, and it is a Hades and Persephone retelling. It's kind of reimagined, honestly. Hades owns a nightclub. Persephone is a goddess masquerading as a mortal, going to college and getting her degree in journalism. And so she goes to Hades' club and is just talking to him or whatever and asking him to teach her poker. Well, she loses. And in this universe, if you lose a game to the god of the dead, you are now in contract with him, and he's going to ask you to do a task. If you fail at that task, you now live in the underworld. If you succeed at that task, you have his favor. Or you get what you want. So fame, money, whatever. Persephone doesn't realize what she's done, and enters a contract with the god of the dead. And the god of the dead asks her to grow something in the underworld. Well, that's kind of the problem, is she can't. Persephone doesn't have any magic. To parade as a mortal and like for glamour, she's using her mother's magic. She has no magic and can't, and she like goes, okay, well, shit, I can't use magic to make it grow because my mother can make him a whole fucking garden down here, but I can't. I'm going to do it the mortal way. And that's kind of how it takes off. It is honestly a story of her finding herself. And I loved every minute of it. I really did, and I can't wait to go to the next one. And did I mention, it's smutty. It's so smutty, and it's awesome. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine on the way home. Ollie and I went and visited her, and we come back, and we were talking, and she talked to me the whole way home, and I was describing this book to her, and she was like, it's smutty? And I was like, yes, very smutty. And she's like, all you're reading right now is smut. And I was like, I know. It makes my heart happy. That's what we're doing. If it has smut in it, Destiny's gonna read it because that makes my heart happy. And this one it was one of the top ones I've read this year, and I can't wait to read the next one. I've not picked up the next one yet because I'm trying to make myself finish the books I've already started and not pick up that one yet. So I'm kind of waiting on it, but I loved it. And then one more, I have my honorable mention. My honorable mention is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This book was one of my favorite of the year. I loved it. I love the 90s reference. I love the housewife kind of going crazy and her husband trying to like dope her up. Like, I love all the tropes in that book. And if I had not read A Touch of Darkness when I did, it would have been on this list. So I actually made this list before I finished Touch Darkness, and it was on this list. That's why it made honorable mentions. It was a bomb.com. And she actually uses that, and I loved it. I also read another one by Grady Hendrix this year, and that was The Final Girl Support Group. That one to me was predictable. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires was not. That one was. But it was so good. So I've read everything by him except my best friend's exorcism, and I'm trying to get my hands on it. So I will let you know how I feel about Gary Hendrix writing once I've read that one. I may end up ordering it the first of the year. We'll just see where I get to. But yeah, so those are my top 5 for 2021. What was your favorite book you read this year? And if you don't read, this is for Jessica because I know you don't read very often. What is your favorite TV show you've watched this year? Let me know. I will see y'all on my next one. I usually post videos every Friday. Starting in the new year, I am hoping to post videos every Monday and Friday, or maybe Wednesday, Friday. It just depends. We will see how that goes. I tried to jump in the deep end when I first started and do 3 videos a week and got really burnt out and ran out of ideas really quickly. So I'm going to do 2 videos a week next year. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, guys.